I'm very interested about the coaches from each team, and I always like to start with that. Coach Allen
Yeah.
has been there for a while now. It seems like I think it's 7 years
Fifth year.
now.
Yeah,
What's
yep,
that?
yep, yep. Yeah, yep, 7 years.
Okay. He was 4-8 last year. He's got 6 combined wins the last 2 years. He's 10 games under 500. No bowl victories throughout his tenure. What is the vibe from the fan base and you specifically about the job Coach Allen's doing and will project to do this year?
Yeah, so the fan base, he's really lost the fan base. The casuals, I guess, as we sit on
Yeah.
casual banter, right? He's certainly lost the casuals, but there's the diehards that sort of know he's the best we can get.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's recruited at a higher level than anyone has. The top 4 out of 5 recruiting classes since recruiting classes started have come under Tom Allen.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
He wins the state regularly, or as much as you can when you're going against Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, etc.
Yeah.
Right? So personally, I don't know, the risk reward, right, to fire him and restart is not there. Right?
Yeah.
So while it's been disappointing, in my mind, it's not because he's a bad head coach. I think he's learning through getting the right people around him.
Gotcha.
Right. He's kind of hired his buddies. I don't know what kind of work you do, but that's never a good idea to work with your friends.
Yeah.
So I think he's learning through that, and I think he still has a chance to grow as a coach through the other things other than recruiting. So for me, it's a lot more of a risk reward on whether we cut ties with Tom Allen and then what's the ceiling we can get in a coach.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, the expectations from an outsider's perspective like mine seem to be a little bit lower at Indiana. So what would it take for him this year, win total wise, to win those casuals back, as you say?
He's got to win a bowl game. I mean,
Okay.
the reality is IU has not won a bowl game since 1993. My
It's a
man.
long
Now
time.
we've been into a half a dozen of them and have lost, some in painful fashion.
Mhm.
The most recent one to Tennessee. I was at that. Michael and I were at that game
Yeah.
down in Jacksonville. Had a 98.7% win percentage at one point in the fourth quarter. I don't know if you remember, it was about 8 years ago against Utah where they made a field goal to go to overtime, but the refs missed the call, and you can't
I feel like
review
I
a
do
field
remember
goal.
that.
Yeah, it was I forget which bowl it was, but it was definitely against Utah. It was brutal. It was a brutal. So we joke here in Indiana that IU invents ways to lose, like that no one has ever done before. So yeah, no, I mean if all you have to do is win a bowl game, like you said, the standard is low.
Yeah.
The standard, if you go 6-6, win a bowl game 7-6, people are freaking back. That's literally all it is going to take.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a Detroit Lions fan, by the way, so I know all about inventing ways to lose football games, man. You might get me to be a Hoosiers fan by the end of this podcast. The way that you're talking, man, I'm used to that.